And then you just keep going. There we go.
Oh my God, battery's dead. Was that rolling? Everybody stop. Everybody stop.
Same thing with the other side.
This is gonna be a perfectly cooked whole bird, glossy, brown, juicy. You're gonna feel like, you know, Norman Rockwell, but like he wasn't in the painting, was he? Did he just make it?
Sohla, my wife, will have you believe that Thanksgiving is about nostalgia and living in the past and serving a whole turkey and glorifying Norman Rockwell. No, I say no. I say Thanksgiving is all about sticking it to your family because you want to hear those magical words. I didn't know turkey could taste this good. The dark meat and white meat want very, very different things. So we're gonna lean into that. We're gonna cook the breast meat and the leg meat very, very differently to get the best we possibly can out of both. Gizzards, liver, and heart, we're gonna use this stuff. Season it. You wanna go pretty aggressively. We're gonna do a little pinch of sugar, top it off with some milk. Give it a little shaky shake, and then we're gonna let that sit overnight in the fridge. Vito's trying to kill a fly. Let's break down this turkey. Make sure you have a sharp knife. Hey, Vito. When you're breaking down meat, you're making shallow, slow incisions. You're not going all the way. It's almost the opposite of breaking down fish. With fish, you're taking long, very, very deliberate strokes using the whole blade of your knife. Grab the wing, and then you want a good idea of where the joint is. So I see it moving over there, and then there's a little flap here. I'm gonna cut into the flap. I'm here right at the joint. I'm gonna pop it, take off the wing. Let's take off the other. Same deal. You got that flap, cut into it, shallow incisions, pop it right out, and then you can take it the rest of the way. I'm gonna separate the flat from the drum. You find that flap, I'm gonna cut right down it, give it a little pop, and then continue through the joint. I'm gonna trim off some of this excess fat. I always like to take off the wishbone. Makes it a lot easier to take the breast off the bone. So I'm just gonna take my knife and then give it a little scrape. It's right there. You just pull it out. And you can roast this off still and give it to, you know, whoever you want, and they can pull it apart.
Not him.
Leg next. Oh, you got this flap of skin right here. I'm gonna make a shallow incision, release the leg from the body. Now that we're at this point, I'm gonna pop. You wanna make sure you get your oyster, which is right here, that lovely, beautiful, fatty piece of meat. Making little incisions. Get in with your thumb and release it from the socket. And now we breast. Cut right down here through the ribs. Now you have the backbone. Find out where the breastbone is, go to one side of it, and you can go straight down, pressing up against the breastbone to make sure you stay as close to it as possible. Repeat with the other side. Vito, I'm gonna drizzle some neutral oil on top of our bones. And then we're gonna throw this into a 500-degree oven and we're gonna roast it until the bones are nice and golden brown. Smells like Thanksgiving already. In we go with our turkey. Wow, this looks absolutely gorgeous. In we go with our cold water. You wanna just cover the bones. We're gonna pop our lid on. We're all sealed up. We're gonna bring this up to pressure over medium-high heat. All right, we're at pressure. So you're gonna lower your heat down as low as it can go without this going down. If you see this going down at any point, that means that your heat is too low and just bump it up a bit. You wanna maintain that pressure, but you don't want it going so crazy that it's steaming up a storm.
One eternity later.
Our turkey stock is ready to go. I cooked the turkey stock for 3 hours, and then I killed the heat and let the pressure dissipate naturally. Lid easily comes off. Oh, that smells so good. Look at that stock. You telling me you wouldn't want to make this stock? Come on, can't let those bones go to waste. That's money, baby. There's money on those bones. Gonna pass my stock through this fine sieve. Wow, I got 3 quarts of stock from that one carcass. Just you wait and see what we do with this. Our turkey in, don't forget the butt. We're making a 4% brine for this turkey. That means that for every 100 grams of water, you're gonna use 4 grams of salt. Thanksgiving calls for only the finest of calculations. So I've dusted off my old TI-89 so that we can figure out the percentage, okay? So we're looking at 3,435 grams. We're looking for 4% of that weight in salt. So we're gonna multiply that by 0.04, 137.4 grams of salt. We'll just round it up to 140. In order to dissolve the salt, I'm just gonna pour some of this water into this pot and I'm gonna add my salt directly to that. We're looking for 140 grams, nailed it. We're also gonna add a little palmful of sugar and my secret weapon, Vegemite. Vegemite brings an intensely umami flavor to everything it touches. We're just gonna do a tablespoon. I'm gonna bring that up to a simmer. My salt, sugar, and Marmite have fully dissolved. So I'm gonna add that to my other water. Then we're gonna pour this right on top of our turkey. Pop the lid on, and that's gonna chill in the fridge for at least 12 hours and up to 36.
This is the turkey you're actually gonna make. I used to do the broken down bird. I think I was like overcompensating for something. First, I'm gonna pat my turkey dry. It's gonna get dry in the fridge, but it helps for it to start out dry. Never cook a turkey without a brine. Wet brine, dry brine, I don't care, but you gotta brine. This is a 12-pound turkey, so I want about a 1/4 cup of salt that ends up on the turkey. So I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup plus a tablespoon just to give me a little sprinkling buffer. Salt. 5 tablespoons, 12-pound turkey. Diamond crystal, I lost count. I was talking too much. Let me quietly measure this. 2, 3, 4. That's the core. This is literally all you need, but I'm gonna add some spices. Now the important thing to remember when you add spices to a dry brine, quiet on set, Clementine. She's so loud. One moment, please. Hold for Clem. Now I'm thirsty. It's like National Geographic around here. We got 2 dogs, a cat, and a toddler. Oh, she's still drinking. So I've got 5 tablespoons of salt. I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of spice to this. I'm gonna keep it really simple, really classic. A tablespoon, hi Vito, oh my God. Okay, I'm keeping it really simple and classic. A tablespoon each, garlic powder, onion powder, hot smoked paprika, and black pepper. And for a little umami flavor boost, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of MSG. To help with browning, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of sugar. Toss this all together and I'm gonna sprinkle it all over. Inside the cavity, all over, get in between every little flap of skin, pull the legs apart, pull the wings apart, go underneath. Every single bit is gonna be covered in our spice blend. Now, if you are using Morton kosher salt, don't. I feel like it's almost impossible to get like a really nice even coating of salt. And you also have to be much more like delicate with it because it is twice as salty as this. So you can really, if you're seasoning with that salt and you're seasoning the way I'm seasoning, it will be too salty. You're like here, watching this, and then you're just gonna do whatever the hell you want. Into the fridge, uncovered, okay? Uncovered, you want the air circulation so that the drying can happen. 24 hours is gonna be plenty because this is a small bird. If you have a big bird, at least 2 days, maybe 3. All right, my turkey has now dry brined for 24 hours and you can see it's like dry. The skin is tight. I'm gonna shove some onion and garlic right into the cavity. I'm gonna tie up the legs. You can use twine. Sometimes there's this little like flap of skin here that can hold it for you, or you can just use like a little strip of foil. Come here, legs. These wingtips, we're just gonna fold them right underneath, and that's all you need to do. I don't like bother with the full truss. I like to call this the Midsommar treatment. We're gonna completely shroud this bird in so many herbs. So we're gonna make a nice little bed. Thanksgiving is sage, rosemary, thyme, punctuated with some cranberry. Plop my turkey right onto my little bed. Everybody wants to just like smother their turkey with butter. But all that's gonna happen is the second You put it in the oven, all the butter's gonna melt and roll right off and just pool on the tray. But a nice thin layer is gonna add some nice buttery flavor, but more importantly, fat's a great conductor of heat. So it's just gonna help the whole bird evenly warm up. Ooh, this is a bad brush. Getting bristles everywhere. Annoying. Huh. Ooh, what? That is rude. That is so annoying. What a dumb brush. Hold on, we have another brush. You know what's crazy? This is a paint brush from the hardware store, and that's like a real pastry brush. This works better. Just go to Lowe's. I don't pull my turkey out to come to room temp. All that does is cause a lot of condensation to form on the outside of your turkey. But also, that doesn't do anything. Like, you're gonna be roasting it for hours. Having it come out to room temp, like, if you can do it if you want, but it doesn't matter. More herbs. Are you ready for your close-up bird? You want to fill up the whole bottom of the pan with like a 1/4 inch of water. Otherwise, all your drippings are going to fall and burn. Can I pull this off? I got this guy. I love it because I can keep the thermometer in there the whole time it's roasting, and I can just keep an eye on it, and you don't stress. You don't have to get in there and open and poke. We want to go into the thickest part, like right here. And now we're going to tent this guy. You want to make sure that the foil isn't directly pressed up against the turkey, because then the skin can come off. Build a little house. Okay, we got our turkey house. Going into the oven, 300 degrees. We've created this like very friendly environment for our turkey. It's moist, it's aromatic, it's delicate. So the whole thing is gonna cook pretty evenly. You're not gonna have to worry about that, white meat overcooked, dark meat undercooked situation. Let this go until this guy says 155 degrees. See you later, guys. Cut. Hey, it's later. We're rolling.
Let's take our turkey out of the brine. I got 2 trays. I'm going to go breast on one. Get out of here, Vito. Legs on the other. I'm gonna discard my brine. Vito loves turkey, so he's going nuts right now. Pat the legs dry on both sides. We're gonna pop these in the fridge uncovered overnight, and that's gonna help the skin dry up a little so that when we sear them, they render better, they color better. I got my offal right here. You can already tell that they're a lighter color, a little less irony. So I'm gonna pop them into this container. I'm gonna give this a rinse to get the excess milk off. All right, we're rinsed, we're ready to go onto this tray. We're just gonna let that chill overnight as well. Now for the fun part. We're gonna turn these 2 breasts into 1. So pat it dry, both sides. Plastic wrap. We're gonna go back. We're gonna layer. If you have a Vide Prep and you have unlimited plastic wrap, you can make 90% of fine dining. Throw in a Roboku, boom, you're all the way there.
You're basically Thomas Keller.
The secret to this turkey roll is this, transglutaminase, an enzyme that occurs naturally in your body to repair muscle fibers. There are 3 different types of transglutaminase. You have RM, GS, and YG. RM, you can dust on like a powder. GS wants to get turned into a slurry, and YG works best in dairy systems. So they use it a lot in cheese making and yogurt making. So today we're using RM. And what meat glue does, or transglutaminase, is that it helps bond the protein together. That's what's gonna turn our 2 turkey breasts into 1. You wanna make sure you use gloves when handling this. Once you open the transglutaminase package, you wanna make sure you store it in the freezer. We're gonna lay the turkey breast skin side down with the fat piece to the left, and then the piece that tapers off facing right. A nice coating of meat glue. You wanna make sure you get all of that flesh. And now we're gonna place the other turkey breast on top, but inverted. To actually start rolling, I don't like to use gloves because the gloves can get caught in the plastic wrap, but since you're not really coming in contact with the transglutaminase, you should be fine.
Should be. You don't know.
I don't know. Okay, let's roll. So first things first, we're right in the middle, and I'm going to, like building a sushi roll, I'm gonna get the plastic wrap completely on the other side, and I'm gonna give it a little pull. And then I'm gonna complete the roll while I'm pulling and tucking the entire way. There we go. So we're kind of in a cylinder already. And now I'm going to start twisting the ends in opposite directions. So my right side is going clockwise, my left side is going counterclockwise. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna start seeing it get taut. And now we're gonna start rolling so it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then you're gonna see it get really nice and tight. Once you're really taut, you're gonna tuck the bottom in, and now you've got your lovely turkey roll. Pop this in the fridge overnight to fully set, and then we're gonna cook our turkey.
One eternity later.
I meant to roast this until 155, but I forgot to set the temp alert, and it's actually 163. Ooh, but it's really gonna be okay. I'm gonna make all the mistakes so you don't. The reason why I wanted to stop at 155 is this is gonna carry over, cook a bit, and it'll end up landing maybe 10, 15 degrees hotter than what we pull it out at. This took 3 hours. The last time I roasted a turkey this size with this method, it roasted for about 4. So it's good to kind of know, you're gonna have your thermometer, you're gonna have a rough estimate of how long it's gonna take, but just be prepared for it to swing in any way by about an hour. Check it out. Ham's not home yet, but he will be soon. The best part about this turkey method is how amazing the whole house is gonna feel from all the herbs. I'm gonna warm up a couple tablespoons of maple and a tablespoon of soy sauce. It's gonna add like a nice salty, sweet crust, but we're mostly doing this for the color. I'm gonna get my handy dandy brush from Lowe's again. Once our syrup and soy sauce get really nice and bubbly and simmery, and they look like they've turned into this nice thick sauce. Ooh, don't boil over, ah! I'm gonna finish with a couple tablespoons of butter, just to make a nice glaze. I know you're gonna be tempted to like slather on this glaze, but you wanna do several thin coats, otherwise it gets kind of like gloopy. It's just like when you're varnishing furniture, you don't wanna do like one thick layer. It's several delicate coats with sanding in between. Get a thin layer on, pop it in the hot oven. Once it seems like it's sticky and set, brush on another layer, put it back in the oven, and just keep repeating until it's as dark as you like. Since the oven's at such a high temp right now, I can see that my drippings are sizzling away, so I'm gonna add some more water because I don't want them to burn. We are gonna whisk all this into our gravy. You don't wanna lose it now. If you lose it now, you take a little bit of gravy. Ooh. Final blast. I'm gonna time it. Don't wanna mess it up at the end. It looks amazing, amazing. Look at it. It looks so good. It smells so good. It's so easy. I think I definitely win. I definitely win. You get this plump, beautiful, this is like a picture perfect turkey, and it's like kind of wild how easy it is. Now, it needs to rest for 1 hour. 1 hour. You're gonna think that's too much time. It's not. It's not cooling down anytime soon. In fact, yes, for the next 30 minutes, the internal temperature is gonna keep rising. You need to wait. You need to be patient. All of the liquid inside of it right now is just like ping, 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 ping. If you cut into the turkey right now, all the juices are gonna run loose. It's gonna get really, really dry. My turkey's rested, and more importantly, Ham's home. So we're gonna get some proper close-ups. Oh, come here. Oh no! Since Ham's home, there's also a baby home. Is it this frame okay? If you're doing this right, you're gonna just be going through skin and joints. I'm gonna flip this around, and I wanna take off the breast, so I'm gonna carve right down. The breastbone is right in the middle here. Go down the breastbone, there it is, and then you're gonna work down each side. Short strokes until you just, like that, detach a breast. Hey! Hot stuff. Still hot. Even after an hour, it's still hot. Whew. Turn it around. No. Okay. We got our breasts. For the legs, we're gonna crack it open, and you're gonna be able to see the joint right there. Boop. It just pops right out. And we're just coming through and cutting through the skin. Nice, nice. Next one, flip it around, same deal. But there is a little bit of pink. That's just the breed of the turkey. Turkey's not gonna be white. It's not like chicken. There's gonna be a little bit of this darkness, and that's totally fine. Wing joints right here. All right, wing. No, not a bad job, not a bad job. Oh, there's not that much left on here. This will be soup. What's nice about having your breasts in these nice big slabs is now I'm gonna cut crosswise into pieces, and everybody's gonna get a little bit of skin and a little nice thick piece of meat, just like with a steak. Hit each cut end with just a little sprinkle of salt. Get in there, crack it open, and the joint will reveal itself to you. And we got our drums. It's pretty easy to take the thigh bone out. There's just one bone right down the middle. You're just gonna find it, and you're just gonna cut along both sides of it. Carve across, just like you do with the breast. Come back, hit the flesh with a little flaky. Let's pour these juices on. It's flavor, that's collagen. Huh? Hers. Come on, guys, take a look. I know I totally forgot to decorate it. I've actually never done that in my life because I always forget. Who needs inedible garnishes around their turkey when it looks like this? It's juicy, it's moist, it's seasoned perfectly, and it was very easy.
All right, day 3 of turkey. We've got our white meat rolled and we're going to sous vide it. We're gonna use displacement to knock all the air out of this bag. I'm gonna seal it up to my finger and then I'm just gonna drop it into the container that I'm going to cook it in. The water is gonna force all the air out of the bag and then boop, we seal it up. I'm gonna set my circulator to 63 degrees Celsius. I know, everyone says cook your poultry to 65. Cook your poultry to 63. You'll live and you'll have better white meat.
Seems to be a problem.
This has been used 2 times.
Not everything needs a screen. Bring back buttons. Unknown error. Oh my God. It found it.
63 degrees. We're starting. All right. Turkey is going in the water. This dry, papery skin means that it's going to get really crisp and it's going to render out beautifully. So you get all the benefits of a wet brine plus all the benefits of a dry brine. It takes an extra day, but the results are worth it. In we go with our thigh. Ooh, look at that. That's what you're looking for, that nice sizzle. Then pop that little butt in any corner you got. And now we're gonna weigh that down.
Are you enjoying the show, Vito? This is a problem making me this turkey.
It's like this papa's making me a turkey. Ooh, really nice color. Look at that. This looks like a victory for convoluted, long-winded turkey recipes. It's a victory for all of us. There are dozens of us. Dozens! Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that. Have you ever seen turkey look this good? Have you ever had turkey reach its potential? Turkey is seared and ready to go, so we're going onto a rack. And then we're gonna build our braising liquid in the pan. Gotta move the turkey, make sure that it is not close to Vito because he will steal one. You gotta use a stiff spatula or spoon and you wanna scrape. Use the natural moisture in the onions to get every bit of fond off the bottom of that pan. That's money at the bottom of that pan. I have heartbreaking news. When I left to get bread, I returned to find Vito on the table, on this table. He has never gotten on this island in the entire time that we've lived here. Luckily, there are parts that he did not touch, so I was able to trim and save those. So we're gonna at least have some dark meat on Thanksgiving.
Are you sad now?
I'm fine.
First the circulator, then the turkey.
Right, our onions have softened.
People need to know how much training he's had.
We have spent thousands of dollars in training for this dog. There's no helping him.
He's not one of the top trainers in New York City. The top.
The best.
The
Only
best.
the best for this
The
idiot.
best. Like, the most annoying thing about him is every single trainer thinks he's the best dog in the world.
Yeah.
They're like, he's perfect. What are you talking about? He's so sweet. He's so great in class. He follows all the instructions. And then he comes home and he does this.
I'm gonna season this with what I call my signature pepper blend. My SPB, white peppercorns, black peppercorns, and this is the secret. A Szechuan peppercorn, but they are green. Green Szechuan peppercorns have some of that numbing quality that the other ones do, but it's a lot lighter, brighter, almost a little citrusy. Do you wanna get a close-up of the peppercorns?
Even the vet always talks about how he's the sweetest boy. He's the sweetest, bestest boy.
Couple of little palms of black pepper, a little bit of white, and the green Szechuan peppercorns. I'm not looking for a fine snortable powder. I just want something with varying textures of peppercorn.
Look at how happy he looks outside right now.
Look at him. We're gonna give that some heat, and then once we start smelling the peppercorns, we're going to deglaze. I have some nice Armagnac. I'm gonna scrape off any fond that developed with the onions, light it up. While that flambés, here we have the beautiful, perfect pressure cooker stock that we made. Look at that wiggle, fully reduced. It's no longer flaming. And now I'm gonna go in with my stock. And then we're gonna reduce this mixture by half. In we go with our turkey. In this goes in a 350-degree oven. Bake that until the turkey is fall apart tender. Ooh, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna pull the turkey out just for a bit so I can finish it. Pat of butter, Dijon mustard. I'm gonna finish it with the parsley. Give that a taste. Wow. That is what they call in the America a home run. Huh? Is that how you say this? Home run?
That's really good.
Pop the turkey back in. Our sous vide turkey is finally ready. I'm gonna let this rest for at least 10 minutes before I unwrap it to the offal. It's a turkey. It is time to release our turkey. Is it gonna stick together? Whoa, look at that. Paper towel. You wanna make sure we're really nice and dry. So just roll it up, pat it dry on all sides. Got a hot pan, neutral oil, and now we sear on all sides. The beauty of this Thanksgiving dinner is that, is it a lot of work? Yes. Is it a pain in the ass? Yes. But you can do almost all of this in advance. Just do this step before serving and just put it in a low 250-degree oven until it's warm in the center. The braised dark meat, you can also do 2 days in advance and just warm it through in a 350-degree oven until it's nice and hot. Only thing you need to do the day of would be the offal toast. And now I'm back for more. To you, baby. I've got a really good preliminary sear on my turkey. So now it is time to butter baste. I've got butter in there, a few glugs of maple syrup. As soon as the maple syrup hits that pan, you know you're in for a good time. Really nice color all around. I believe we have arrived. In this pan, we've got a little bit of fond from searing the turkey. We've got butter, we've got maple syrup, but they're all kind of broken apart because all the water has been cooked out of the butter. So there's nothing emulsifying that. In comes some more turkey stock. So just a little bit. And then we're gonna turn the heat on high and then just let that bubble together until it kind of comes together into a little pan sauce. We do not waste flavor.
Not in this house.
You want nice, thick pieces. Look at that perfect turkey breast. Add any juices from the pan into your sauce. And here we have my perfect Thanksgiving turkey. Every part of the turkey is putting its best foot forward. The dark meat we braised until it was fully tender. The offal we lightly sauteed, tossed it in gravy and served it on toast. And the breast we cooked gently to the perfect temperature so that it is moist, it is juicy, it is perfect. Against all odds.
Against all odds.
Against all of the odds. Breville tried to sabotage me. Vito tried to sabotage me. I can't be stopped, baby. I can't be stopped.